But there's one new face here, so I'm so happy. And then I hope that you enjoy here. But actually, most of the people are from my back, right? So I am Ji-hyun Lee from City KAIST. And then welcome to the workshop. And I really appreciate that he has really put his dedicated his time to come here. And then so I can introduce Professor Hong a little bit for our instructor. Now he is working in the NCKU, National Chingkung University in Taiwan. And then he has a background for the industrial design and industrial engineering too. So I hope that he is really the good person to connect some idea about design and engineering thinking also. So I invited him to do the workshop. This workshop actually will be start from today, and then it will be finished until the February 1st. And then I hope that also we can give you some job, some project, and then you can really have a chance to really touch some real feeling or real world to do that. So since I think the number is enough, I hope that we have a chance to divide you into two groups at least. Okay? Even though some of the students, and then I have to say to you that this is really bad time to the student because it's a moving time. So I know it's very hectic. So that's why I think not many people attend here. But at least I hope that there's 2 or 3 students will come here more, because some students who told me that they excuse for the morning class, so they will come maybe to the afternoon course because of their moving. So say sorry about that. Anyway, so most of the workshop and they will be held by him. So let's give him a big hand, Professor. And also I want to also say, I have to say thank to the project. Actually, this money, actually fund is from the project I took. The name is a product PSSD, right? Product Service System Design Project. So I took this project, and then the fund is most likely that. So I hope that this kind of workshop have a chance to know about service design as well. Because even though for me, for you, service design is very new domain, right? So I hope that this is very nice chance to know this one. And then I hope that also I can do successfully all this project, as well as I also have a good chance to collaborate with Taiwan University too, right? Okay, so I will give you the stage there. Thank you.
This is kind of cold, so I can barely speak. Yeah.
Sorry for that, but
Okay,
since
but that's
I
fine.
this
It's fine.
one, yeah, maybe introduce you all first.
So first, I have to thank Dr. Ji-hyun Lee giving me the chance to come over here and to visit KAIST and to meet with you guys and to do the workshop. So for the workshop, I think Ji-hyun already introduced most of the things that I will do for the next couple days. But but generally you will be assigned, divided into groups, and you will do some projects, right? And before we do the projects, I will prepare you some knowledge so that you can feel confident to do the project. And so this morning, I'll do introduction of service design. And in the afternoon, I'll talk about how to plan service design projects. And tomorrow, the whole day, I'm going to introduce observation and interview. Like most of you, I think whatever research you do, you probably will do observation and you will do interview. But how to do it effectively? How do you observe? And how do you analyze the data from the observation and the interview? So I'll cover that tomorrow. And the day after tomorrow, I'll also talk about some analytic methods to organize the data that you collected from observation and interview. And after that, you'll be divided into groups and do projects, right? But actually, at the end of today, I will introduce you some of the service design examples and also how you can find your group members, and you can start thinking about ideas you want to explore and to do. So so I'm going to cover the first 3 days. I'll give you some lectures for the first 3 days, and for the rest of the 3 days, then you will be working in the field and to find ideas and work on your personal projects. Right. Okay. I think I feel better now.
Are you sure you can go now?
So maybe first I introduce a little bit about myself, but very quick. So I got industrial design bachelor and master's degree, and in Taiwan. Right. So after that, I decided that I want to learn more systematic way to generate ideas. So that's why I switched my major to industrial and systems engineering, and I study human factors. Right, and I graduated from Virginia Tech. And so actually, before I go to Virginia Tech, like in between my master's degree here, I also was a PhD student at NCKU at National Shingon University. Right. So I studied 2 years, and then I decided to change my major. So, right. So most of you have design background, right? Okay.
Later, maybe it's really good idea. We can just let them introduce themselves, and then you know.
Okay. We can do introductions later on. All right. So I got my PhD in human factors from Virginia Tech, and somewhere in between, after I graduate, I work at Whirlpool, the home appliances manufacturer. So they manufacture refrigerator, dishwasher, and washers and dryers. So I worked there for about 1 year, and then I joined the NCKU. So that's my experience. So at Whirlpool, I was a user experience researcher. So my job was mainly conducting usability studies and understanding users' needs and requirements, and providing some product specifications to designers and to engineers. So I have some knowledge in user experience. So and later I got some interest in service design. So that's how it's easy for me to translate the knowledge that I learned from user experience to service design. So today, for my first workshop, the first lecture, I will kind of switch the user experience and service design to the two fields, and to try to find the connection between the two. Since I think most of you already be familiar with user experience or some usability studies.
So,
and then Dr. Lee, she taught human-computer interaction class, right?
Not all of them really got this course, because some of them are new students, and then actually some of them are just researchers. They don't have a chance to take the course. So you may just assume that because there's only 3 students, they have some knowledge about this, right? So maybe it's better you just assume that they don't know anything.
Okay. So if you have any questions, so please feel free to raise your hand and stop me. Since it's good we have a small number of people, so we can do the lectures workshop more flexible. So don't feel shy. So I'm in the same age with the Professor Lee. So
Right.
she's a very nice professor. So just don't feel embarrassed to ask me any questions. But I'm not an expert. I cannot say I understand everything, but I will explain, I will answer your questions to my best knowledge. Okay. Okay, so this will be the outline of the morning's lecture. So first before we jump into service design, I want to give you some explanations of what is service. And then I'll give you some ideas about the differences between products and services. And then we will talk about some different people, scholars, researchers, they have their definition of service design, and we'll talk about that. And then I'll just show you some reasons why we do service design. And I'll show you some principles of service design and service design process and activities. What are the activities that are involved in service design process? And how do we evaluate service design? And then later on, I'll talk about touch points and consumer journey map. And touch points and consumer journey map, there are two new concepts introduced in service design, which are not covered in user experience research. And so I'll also talk about that. And later on, I borrowed a lot of pictures from the internet, so I just put all the references at the end. But, okay. So first, all right. So if I go too fast, just let me know. Yeah. All right. So what is a service? Okay. So you can kind of imagine service that exists around our everyday life, right? So actually, service is different from products. So service, sometimes it cannot touch. So it's sometimes invisible, but you can feel it. So it's an intangible product. So you cannot really touch it. And so service actually has one attribute. So service is one-time consumption thing, right? So you go there and you receive whatever service you can have, and so it's one-time consumption and it's perishable. So actually, service normally is delivered by a service provider. So and actually, service is effectuated by is delivered through functions of a system, a technical system, and activities of individuals. So it means that the service normally will be consisting of a technical system and functional individuals. Right. So different individuals, they may have their different roles in a service, and the technical system can refer to a device, can refer to a particular technology, can be referred to or the equipment. So actually there's a lot of things going on in the service, and normally people, like we customers or clients, we enjoy or we interact with the technical systems and individuals in the service. And then also, what is service? So service, of course, is commissioned according to the needs of the clients and customers' needs. So, all right, so give you a short version of what I just talked about. So services, they are not tangible, and they are not separable from consumption. So service is one-time consumption thing. It cannot be stored. And since service involve humans, individuals, technical systems, so it involves complex experiences. So it's not just a human interact with a computer or interact with a particular device. So it's a human interact with the whole system. So the system involves technology, human, and also the environment. So the environments can be the cultural environments, can be a physical environment, can be a variety of different environments. So, as far as service concerned, services are complex experiences. So, right, so I just show you very quickly about the service industry around us today. So, in education, we have schools, and we have library, and we have museums. So the school provides what kind of service to us? Teaching.
Now you are doing service.
Teaching and learning. And what about library?
Knowledge.
Providing information to us, right? A variety of information. So we go to the library, and what the service that we expect is we want to get information from the library as quick as possible. And from the museum, we also want to inquire some information about different things. It really depends on what types of museum it is, right? And nowadays we also have some cleaning, maintenance services. So if you have a car, you take your car to do maintenance work, and you will enjoy the service from some technicians. And sometimes you will hire some housemen to do housework for you. And some companies will hire the professional companies to do regular cleaning service for their companies to maintain their environments. Also in the healthcare. So in the healthcare, like you will have some medical pharmacy medicine instructions from the pharmacist, and you'll get some, like if you are becoming old, you get some service, or you may be delivered or living in a nursing home, so you will have some interactions with the people and facilities in there. So and there are services going on in nursing home, and also in hospitals, maybe emergency room, and also the place you can do some X-ray scanning. So they are all involved in services. It's not just you go to the hospital to receive treatments. You go there, you meet people, and you also interact with the whole medical system. So there are a lot of things happen in there, and so services is important in the healthcare, and also transportation. So we will travel. So no matter you travel with you through an airline, or you take a bus to go to visit different places, and you will interact with different types of artifacts, people, and also interact with the whole service system.
Yesterday you used the Incheon International Airport and then come here by bus, right? So do you
Right.
satisfy with the services, Korean services?
In terms of language,
Oh, yeah, they have some problem.
right, the bus driver cannot understand me, and I cannot understand you. Right. And also when I get off the airplane, and I want to go to a place to get my luggage. So I have to take a train to get to the place to get my luggage.
Oh, you use the
Terminal.
second airport.
Terminal 2.
So you have to use another one.
Right, but I don't know where to go to get my luggage. So
Oh.
normally when we get off the plane,
Oh.
then there's a sign and showing us the direction to get to the place you can get your luggage. But yesterday I don't know where to go,
Oh, okay.
because the direction just takes me to a place to take the train.
Oh,
Yeah.
But at that point I don't know which stop should I stop. Whenever I get on the train, I don't know where to stop. That's the only thing that I think, from the perspective of service design, that can be designed a little bit,
better.
yeah,
Because the reason I ask you is because I told you I joined the Service Design Council, and then the group of people, they want to really do redesign for the internet code. That's why I asked. Maybe you can give your experience to them to make them have a better design.
Right. You can think about your group projects during my lecture. Right. So you can just put down any ideas you have, and later on you can decide what you want to work. Okay. So if you go to grocery store and you go to restaurants, of course there are services involved in there. So nowadays you can see maybe different grocery stores, they are changing their services to meet customers' needs. So again, services everywhere. Right. So what is the difference between products and service? Because I think it's important to let everyone know about the difference. Since we are in the left-hand side now, so we always design interfaces and systems of products, right? But we want to make a change to service, the area of service design, but it seems that we are designing something intangible, right? So there's a difference between the two. So the difference between the two, again, like service, you cannot touch it, and service intangible, and so products, you can really touch it. So normally a product's interface is made by some material, but service is not, you cannot touch it, so it's not immaterial. And also products, you can buy it and take it home, and you can use it in your private environment. But service, sometimes you cannot store the service and take it home with you. So actually services are everywhere. Sometimes you interact with service provider service with the internet, and sometimes you use a service. The only way you can use their service is to go to a store. So it's not the scale of service. It's not the scale of single products. So the scale is larger, and service cannot store. And so products is always thinking about users. But service, you have to change your mind and think about, you are not designing for a user, you are designing for a client. Right. So of course, service is a one-time consumption, but products are different. And so products, we do a lot of usability studies. So products may have some defects in manufacturing. But for service can go wrong. But from the perspective of usability, a lot of service, the problems will occur or takes place in individual person's behavior. So sometimes you are like the employees of a service provider, they are faces of a service, right? So imagine the person is a button of a product, but for a product, the button does not have a behavior. But in a service design, the employees, they are the button, but the button itself, they have some different behaviors. So when we are dealing with service design, the situation is becoming more and more complex than designing products. Because products, the interface, once they are designed, it's difficult to make a change. But for a service, for the interfaces, the employees or person you interact with, they are not as easy it is to manage, or because they can have their behavior, and different employees, they have their own different characteristics, they have their own knowledge set. So when we're designing a service, and we have to also think about the employees, the interface of a service. So what is the service? Service design. So actually, service design is a new area. So now different people, they have different interpretations of service design. And actually, if you go to internet, you can find 10, 20, or 30 interpretations, so explanation, definition of service design. And I kind of picked several ones, so that through the definition here, then you can get a big picture of what is service design. Okay, so that's from the top. So service design is all about making the service you deliver usable, useful and efficient and effective and desirable. And this definition is provided by UK Design Council. And the next definition is provided by Menger. She right? Alright. She's kind of one of the pioneer or leader in service design. And her definition of service design is that service design aims to ensure service interfaces are usable and desirable from the client's point of view, and also effective, efficient, and distinctive from the supplier's point of view. Right. So we can see that there are two different needs, two different ideas at here. So suppliers, they may have their own corporate or organizational objectives and values. But from the user's perspective, from the client's perspective, they also have their own needs. Right. So service design is trying to find a way to match the two. Of course, as a supplier, as a service provider, they have their own technology, they have their own technical limitations, capabilities. Right. So sometimes, as a service provider, they cannot fulfill, they cannot satisfy every need of the customer. So service design is just to try. There's no ideal solution of a service. So the goal of service design is just to ensure to make the service interfaces useful and usable and effective. Right. So you can see the term set that people use to define services and service design. They don't put like optimal word in there or like ideal solution. So the service design is not engineering, like mathematics stuff. So people try to find a most ideal solution, but it's not like the best solution. Okay, so let's look at the third one. All right, so service design is the application of established design process and skills to the development of services. So it is a creative and practical way to improve existing services and to innovate new ones. So when we do a service design, we don't really try to come up with brand new service. Sometimes we're just trying to improve the current services. And also the methodologies and tools that we use in service design, a lot of them they are borrowed from user experience or from usability or from ethnographic research, the field of ethnographic research. And alright, so the pioneer again, she provided another definition of a service design, and this is more common language so that you can easily capture the meaning of service design. So she said that when you have two coffee shops right next to each other, so and each of the coffee shop, they sell exact same coffee with the exact same price. Right. So service design is what makes you walk into one, not the other. Right. So if you have good service design, and it really will influence your clients regarding how quick they decide to go to a coffee shop. And also service design, according to the Continuum, the company's definition. So service design is kind of developing an environment and tools and processes and help the employees deliver superior service in a way that is that really belongs to the brand. Right. So if we are designing a service, so actually we are designing the environment and the tools. We are also designing the processes. So actually employees, they are the person that deliver the whole service to the clients and customers, right? Sometimes technology will deliver the service for you, since now the technology is changing. So people interact with the technology or some digital contents through the internet. So again, the service design is more complex than just designing the products. Okay, so alright, so we now know what is service design. We know what is service, and there are some differences between products and services. So now as why we do service design, and so according to a research, it shows that nowadays up to 90%, 70% of the GDP is accounted of the world economy is accounted by the service industry. And also for the GE, another study shows that for GE, it's a big company in the US, 85% of their sales, of their revenue is from doing the service. And also IBM, their revenues, their revenue in the service sectors grew from 32% in 1994 to 52% in 2003. Right. So there's a lot of evidence here. And on the right hand side, you can see, I get the table from Wikipedia. So the table list provides a list of countries regarding their service output.
There's no Korea, Taiwan, but you can see China there, okay? Keep that in mind, Chinese. Oh, this is a very high rank, right? How come? You have to have a keen interest about service design, right?
Service output, as in 2009. Right. So you can see the numbers are big. And actually the numbers, they are in millions. So if you see the number, they are big, but you have to add a bunch of zeros behind it. So you can see the service industry is growing now, especially in some big countries. So this explains a little bit that why we want to do service design, and since the economy is changing. All right. And why we do service design? Because the product market is kind of satisfied. What do I mean that the product market is satisfied? Now you can see now we have a lot of tablet PCs, right? And they all look very similar. Right, so what really makes a product successful now is really depends on the service comes with the product. Right, so if you go to the grocery store and you buy some hand towels, you can see they all look the same, but they just with different brands. Right, so now the products are becoming more and more similar. So people are more interested about the contents that comes with the products. And people are more care about the quality of life now. So if you go to a restaurant, go to a coffee shop, you are not only care about the quality of the coffee, you also care about the quality of whole environment and the service. So those factors will come into play in your decision regarding where you want to go to have a particular coffee or to have a particular meal in the restaurant. And so why we do service design? It's another reason. So service design actually provides a solution that has less environmental impact. So if we focus a lot on the products, you can see how many things that we're going to have impacts on today's earth. So that's why more and more people they are more interested in service design. And another reason is that services are bad, so we want to do some design. Right. So this is a hospital, and you can see a lot of people they are waiting to see doctors. Right. I don't know in Korea do you have same situations? In Taiwan we have this kind of problem. Right? That people they may reserve they may kind of make some reservations from the internet, but whenever they go to the hospital, they still have to wait for a long time. So
if you reserve at 10, maybe you will see your doctor 11:30.
Right. Same happen in Taiwan. Right. So people go to the hospitals and they wait. So there's something that we can redesign and to make the clients' experiences much more different, more pleasant. And I think you also have these kind of experiences, right? And when you get off the airplane and you have a hard time to find your luggage, right? Sometimes your luggage is getting lost, right? So, and a lot of times if you find your luggage is lost, and if you go to the desk, the counter of some airplane desk, and you want to ask their service representative, and a lot of times you don't get a very satisfied answers from their agents, right? So there's a lot of problems in terms of the interactions between the customer's needs and the services provided by the service providers, especially in the airport. So from my personal experience, like one of my luggage is getting lost, and so I talked to the agents of the airline, and they just give me a form, ask me fill out, and just fill out my personal information, and I go home and to wait for someone to call me. Right. So the time between the time I wait is kind of not very comfortable. Is that I may have some important things in the luggage, and I'm really afraid that if their people cannot find my luggage, and I have to do some actions or reactions to for my lost luggage, the stuff in my luggage. So only a form that is too simple and it's not good design. So there should be something can be redesigned, and so that whenever people have these kind of problems, and customers will feel satisfied. And I think, right, but there's no study showing if this service is improved, it may bring the airlines more and more customers. Right. So there may be some research showing that, but I didn't look into the statistic numbers. But I believe if this is the problems that everyone will have, but if the airlines they can resolve the problems, it's very likely they can increase the number of their customers.
So did you get the luggage back?
Yes, I wait 3 days.
3 days. Wow.
Right.
Oh.
So I worry a lot during the 3 days. And I make phone calls to them, and sometimes, alright, so another bad service, like when I make a call, I have to wait.
Right.
And their agents just transfer me to another agent transfer me to another person, right? So sometimes I have to wait 5 minutes and 10 minutes, but I cannot talk to a real person.
Where did that happen?
When?
Where?
Where?
Which
Oh,
airline you want to
Which
avoid?
We have to avoid.
I say United Airlines.
United Airlines.
Right.
Okay. Because I have opposite experience actually. Not me, my mother. Because when I just come back finally from the Pittsburgh, we really put all the garbage thing. It's not that important thing. And then my mother bring it to him, and then she lost. She really feel that maybe she can be lost. So she asked the person that if I get lost, how much I can get back some benefit. Then they say $200. So she really wished that $200 will be much worth than the baggage. But unfortunately, the baggages comes. So our wishes is not really true. But anyway, this is a very exceptional case, right?
Right. So,
Everybody really feel that, I believe, they wish that they want to get back their luggage.
right. And I think that somebody needs to do some research in this field and to find out how the service really operate, or how the service really can be improved by the airlines. Because I have heard so many complaints about the lost in the luggages.
I think so.
Right.
So even the waiting in front of the baggage is also very long. So I have a really joke because I have an Egyptian friend, but he has another friend, and then he said that this is of course joke, but he just said, please pick any luggage, okay? Do you think that there's a difference in yours and the others? And then another people, they just listen and they feel shocked because they really feel if this is happen. I mean, this kind of joke. Why this kind of joke happen? Because they have to wait, maybe in Egypt, they have to wait in front of luggage too long time, maybe more than 1 hour. I think. So they really complain, and then the people have a joke that please just pick one luggage and then go home, something like that, right? So this is another kind of situation.
Yeah, and also it reminds me one idea that I have yesterday. Since I just mentioned when I get on a plane, I don't know where to get my luggage, right? And I thought maybe this would be a good survey design of the Incheon airport, because like when I get on a plane and if I can get to my luggage immediately, then it means that I have to wait, right? If the design of the airports makes me to like walk at different places and take some transportations, and maybe when I get to the circle thing,
Yeah.
right, then I can find my luggage immediately. So I
this
thought
is
this may be a
another
good.
strategy.
That's my thought. I don't know if.
Maybe
that-
somehow they really make some pathway, but actually your case is a little bit more working than others because because they have another terminal. So that's why you have to use train to go. But majority of people they use Terminal 1, so they just walk or not that seriously. Like.
Right. But if they just walk directly to their luggage, and it means that they have to
Wait
wait
a little bit.
for the technician or the person to unload all the luggages, and they have to carry all the luggage to the circling thing, and you have to wait for a long time to be able to see your luggage. So that waiting time maybe can be reduced by the thing I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like making the customers maybe take a few elevators up and down, maybe take a train and do a circle thing, and when they get to their luggage, right, they
Yeah, you
can
can
get it
find-
immediately. So
Yeah, and then maybe interesting tour,
Yeah.
right? Not that boring.
Right. So the whole, the journey can be redesigned so that making customers, clients feel much more comfortable or much more pleasant, right, between the place, the airplane to getting the luggage.
Since you experienced the worst, I think you will do better and better as you spend time in Korea, hopefully.
Okay. But maybe this will be, like, my case will be designed intentionally. I don't
Because
know.
you use Terminal 2.
Terminal 2.
I cannot really say intentionally, but anyway, Terminal 2, you have to use one train to go. So, I can say you have a very rare experience.
Since I saw on the LCD big large screen when I wait the train, and it just says the Incheon, right, airport is the top international airports among the world.
We're top
Yeah,
number
and then
one.
there,
Number-
they got some award about
No,
service.
number one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So that makes me think that they designed it intentionally. So
Oh.
actually, so I didn't complain at all. So I just enjoy waiting for the train, and I think I will see my luggage after the whole journey.
Okay, and then you did?
Yeah.
After you arrived at the place and then you
Right.
can
Since
buy
we have to, since I'm a foreigner, so I have to get through the customs, the
Yes,
check.
right.
Right. So it also takes a long time. Right.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they provide like a smaller number than the Korean, right? Korean section was big and then the foreigner section was, comparatively small, right?
Yeah.
When you really check to go outside. Maybe that has to be redesigned too, right? According to which airline comes, and then maybe you can expect, oh, this airline has a more foreigner, then maybe you can switch the section.
Right. Right. Because the airport, they got the names of all passengers, so they know the number of foreigners and Koreans. So if the design can reflect this number, and that would be good for designing a new service. Okay, so this is the environment in the emergency room. So actually, it's a study. Okay. Well, I don't want to say that the result of the study. Then, not a study, it's an article, right? So, what do you see in the picture?
Chaos.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle of the situation.
You may feel that you will die.
Okay. So, what else do you see? It's crowded and it's chaos. And what do you see and hear?
People.
Service.
People, right? Yeah, people. Okay, so actually, if you see the people in the picture, and you can see a lot of them, they are not the real patients. They are just people visiting emergency room, right? So you can see an emergency room, the space is not used for emergency, it's used for those visits. So it's not well used in terms of the space, right? And also because of so many people coming in, and you really influence the quality of service, right? Right. So like this person, if she wants to do some immediate treatment to a person in a back, you can imagine how much time does she needs to take from this point to another point. There's so many people, but if the people, they can be allocated to some area or some section, and so for the nurse, they can easily to perform some medications, right? And this is a DMV. Alright, DMV is a place that you can get your driver's license. Right. So a lot of times, like from my personal experience, if I want to get a license plate or I want to change my license, if I want to take a driver's test, then I have to spare at least 1.5 hours in order to finish, get the job done.
AAA.
What?
Is it similar to AAA in America?
AAA?
Yeah.
You mean DMV?
Yeah.
DMV is the place that we take the driver's test, right?
So this is much more official than AAA because there's a AAA, right? And then this is agency can give you the maps and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. But this is much more official.
Right, it's much more official. Maybe this place only Virginia has this place. I don't know. Since in Pittsburgh you don't have DMV.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And since whenever we get there and we have to being examined by a person, and the person will check the intention of my visit, and they'll check if you get all the documents or not. And once she check, and you pass the check, and she'll give you a number, and you have to wait, right? And so there's a lot of things happening there. So people wait, right? Okay. So actually, there's a lot of things, bad services around us. So a lot of times, when you want to check in, you cannot talk to the travel agents immediately, and in restaurant, and also make a phone call.
Oh, the worst thing is if you want to do something, press 1. If you want to do something, press 2. If your number is 99, you will be dying. Right.
Right. So my personal strategy.
Oh, you have a strategy for that?
Yeah, just press 9 or press 0. Just speak to someone directly, right?
Oh, but this is not constant. In Korea, you cannot really expect 9 or 0. You can find
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah. It's like a machine forever.
Right.
Oh, good strategy though.
Right, so, but sometimes you have to wait if you want to talk with someone immediately, right? So they play some background music or some advertisements, and you still have to wait. Sometimes you wait 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and suddenly you'll see that you'll hear someone saying, "Please leave your number and we'll call you back," right? So, but sometimes they don't call you back. Right. That's a problem of the service. Okay. So, alright. So now we kind of get a big picture of service design, why we do service design, and next we'll talk about some principles of service design. Right. Do we need to take a break or something?
Yeah, if you want, you can manage your time. Do you want?
Okay. Right. Some students.
Yeah. Or
Like
maybe
10 minutes or?
Yeah. During this time, how about just we have some time to really let you know about the background. Maybe it's good. Maybe after the break or something. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a 5 minutes break, and then when you come back, and then maybe we can start from their introduction, and then maybe we get some idea that how we can divide you into some groups. Right?
나비는 수도 봐.